You're listening to DraftKings Network.
You know that sound. It's the sound of money hitting your Venmo account, a friend paying you back, or maybe it's getting cash back from your favorite business when you pay with the Venmo debit card, or it's realizing you can pay with Venmo at checkout at thousands of brands. Now, there are so many more ways to answer the question, what's your Venmo? Download Venmo today. The Venmo MasterCard is issued by the Bancorp Bank N.A. pursuant to license by MasterCard International Incorporated. Dosh Cashback terms apply.
This episode is brought to you by Google Gemini. With the Gemini app, you can talk live and have a real-time conversation with an AI assistant. It's great for all kinds of things, like if you want to practice for an upcoming interview, ask for advice on things to do in a new city, or brainstorm creative ideas. And by the way, this script was actually read by Gemini. Download the Gemini app for iOS and Android today. Must be 18 plus to use Gemini Live.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz podcast.
Randy Moller is the TV analyst for the Florida Panthers. When you think Panthers and you think names associated with the Panthers, Randy Moller's in the top 5, for me at least.
Yes.
I was told to speak very loudly because there's a chance that Randy can't hear us. Randy, is this loud enough?
I can hear you, Stugotz. I can hear you.
Yeah.
How are you, buddy?
Oh, never better. I haven't been this excited since I stole my first car.
Where are you right now?
I'm at my place. I got on the Intercoastal. The boat slipped right there. The beach is right across the street.
Who's better than you, Randy? Hey, Moles.
It's a beautiful day in South Florida, so I thought the lighting out here is a lot better than in my place, in my house. So
right, a place that never has beautiful days is Edmonton, and so I am wondering, Randy Moller, if you were secretly rooting because of travel, if you were rooting for the Dallas Stars to play the Panthers in the Stanley Cup Finals.
Well, no, not really. You know what? Because my roots are back there, my hometown's only an hour and a half south of Edmonton in Red Deer. I was hoping, that an Edmonton, a Canadian team would be in the finals against the Panthers. And hey, we got our wish in that. But you know where my loyalty lies right now, and that's with the Florida Panthers and that. But I'm excited as well because this test will be a real test, and the Panthers are going up against the world's best hockey player, undisputed in Connor McDavid. So you've got to beat the best in order to be the best, and this is going to be a true test for the Panthers.
Randy, I want you to speak for all of Canada. Is this the kind of situation where the entire nation gets behind Edmonton now?
Calgary?
Or is it a situation where Calgary, a rival, is like, I ain't rooting for Edmonton, I don't care against who?
Yeah. You're going to get that a little bit because there's some really heated rivalries, as one of you guys mentioned about Calgary. A lot of hatred between the Calgary Flames and the Edmonton Oilers fans, and even with Vancouver and that. The one thing they'll be in common, guys, is there'll be at least 80 to 85% of the televisions in the country of Canada will be tuned to these games. I mean, you don't see that even for the only thing you probably see it is for the Super Bowl down here in the States. Everybody be watching, whether you're going to be rooting for the Oilers or not, if you're up in Canada, but they're going to be watching. And that's exciting for me. I'm excited for them, and I'm really excited for the Panthers and their fans down here.
Randy, I want you to listen to Greg's explanation on why Connor McDavid is overrated. Greg, go ahead.
Okay. All right, hear me out. And I may be alone on this. Okay, I say overrated in one context. Okay, he's called McJesus, the chosen one, the next Gretzky. It's been 9 years. Great stats, but are they empty numbers? 9 years, and this is his first Stanley Cup. He hasn't raised the cup yet. In that context only, is he overrated?
I don't think you can. He definitely, guys, he's not overrated with the talent that he has. He's the most dynamic, the fastest player, and be able to make plays at such a high level. No excuses, but it's a number of his years that he's been in Edmonton, like you mentioned, 9 years, Edmonton just didn't have the team. They didn't have the depth. They didn't have the goaltending, and that. So, and that's not his fault. And that it was kind of like a one-man band out there for a lot of years. Now they have a lot more depth, and with Draisaitl and Zach Hyman and Bouchard back on the point, and that. I don't know if I agree with that. I think he's not overrated. And the thing is, though, I will say about Connor McDavid is you can be a fantastic player. There's been so many players in this league that have been elite level athletes, but until you win a Stanley Cup, then there's always going to be that asterisk on beside your name, because you can do whatever you want, individual stats, but until you win a Stanley Cup, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter.
Well, Randy, what is the glaring weakness that the Oilers have that the Panthers can expose here?
What was that? Go ahead one more time.
What is the glaring weakness that the Oilers have that the Panthers can expose?
Well, if you break it down and into segments, I think the Panthers have the advantage in goaltending, because Sergei Bobrovsky and what he's done and the maturity and the experience that he has. Stuart Skinner has played well for the Edmonton Oilers lately, but he struggled earlier in these playoffs. He was replaced for a couple of games. He had to regain his confidence and his style and that. So I think goaltending. I think the Panthers' depth on the third and fourth line, their physicality, the way that they were able to get past Tampa Bay, Boston, and a very lethal offensive team in the New York Rangers, I think that bodes them well and gives them the advantage. The only disadvantage I think the Panthers have in this series is two things. Number one is the power play of the Edmonton Oilers, which is almost unstoppable. And number two is Connor McDavid. So they have to stay out of the penalty box, limit their power plays given to the Edmonton Oilers. And then number two is they've got to somehow slow down Connor McDavid, get in his skating lane, bump him every time, not let him pass the puck at that high level of speed that he's used to. And if they do those two things, they will win this. They will win this series, and they'll win the Stanley Cup. The only way that they're going to lose is if Connor McDavid beats them and the Panthers beat themselves.
Randy, these guys around here are telling me that the Panthers, quote, have to win this series after being in the final last year. I have the perspective more of, this has been really fun these 2 years. So I'm kind of going to find the perspective of how awesome this has been, even if they lose this series. How do you feel about that?
This Panther team is a lot different, guys, that went to the Stanley Cup Finals last year. They were beat up when they met the Vegas Golden Knights. They just weren't the team that they are. They went out in the offseason. They got bigger, they got stronger, more physical with Niko Mikkola and Oliver Ekman-Larsson. And then they got Kyle Opozo, they got Tarasenko, they got Stenlund up the middle, Lawrence up the middle. They're bigger and stronger. You can't hardly compare this team last year to this year. This year, and the expectations and the experience that they have. They know what they have to do, and that's their only motivation. They talked about it on day one at training camp, that anything less than getting back to the finals will be a colossal failure. So that's the mindset that they have. Last year was a Cinderella story. They were just like, they were on top of the world. I can't believe that we're in the finals. How did we get here? This year, they were determined, and they know that they were the best team in the Eastern Conference, and they proved it.
Talk about the importance of Sam Bennett. He's coming off of that hand injury, and seeing that first goal in Game 6 against the Rangers, seeing that one-timer with that coming off of that hand injury was pretty special. So talk about his impact coming up in the Stanley Cup Final.
Oh, he is just a pure playoff performer. He proved it even before he got to the Panthers with the Calgary Flames. That's when he played his best hockey. And that he suits the Panthers' system and the style of they play with the physicality. Everybody knows that the Panthers are the most physical team in the NHL. They lead in hits. They lead in penalties. They're the best forechecking team in the NHL. And Sam Bennett leads that parade game after game, night after night. And he is an important cog. And everybody in the Panther land are appreciative that he got back in the lineup after having that injury. But if they lose a player as important as Sam Bennett, boy, that puts a real dent into what you're trying to accomplish, and that's to win the Stanley Cup.
Mull, speaking of parades, and I don't want to get ahead of ourselves here, but if the Panthers pull this off and there is a parade down Flamingo Boulevard through the Sawgrass Mall, past Ed Morse, of course.
Flamingo Road.
And Flamingo Road, excuse me, that's a fine. And, of course, Sawgrass Ford. I am wondering, are you the type of person, Randy, you have so much pull inside that organization, I want to create a float called the Bandwagon, and I want this show featured on said bandwagon. Can you make it happen?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Bandwagon, any wagon, pull your own wagon. It'll be the biggest party that South Florida has ever seen.
The Bandwagon.
And I can't wait for that to happen. I got my dinghy right out here, or whatever. Right. I'll lead the boat parade with my dinghy, and the motor's not working right now, but I'll lead the parade along the New River, and that I haven't heard anything. I don't think anybody wants to get ahead of themselves, but they will plan something. If this event happens, it will be something spectacular.
Who would you say would win the Conn Smythe Trophy at the end if the Panthers win?
I think right now it's got to be Sergei Bobrovsky. Roy, I mean,
Forsling.
Yeah, what he's done, and what is it? It's 9 of the last 10 or 10 of the last 11 games he's allowed 2 or fewer goals. So that stat just number one just puts you right on the leaderboard, I would think. But there's still a lot of hockey to be played, and we with the Tkachuk's and the Verhaeghes, how Verhaeghe scores those huge goals, and then Alexander Barkov. I mean, he's just been a monster, and to go up against, as I mentioned, the top stars on Tampa Bay, on Boston, on the Rangers, and almost single-handedly shut those players down with his play. If you're a casual hockey fan and you're watching the games, you don't really realize the importance and the input that Barkov has and the little things that he does. And he's on the right side of the puck, and he wins those board battles and important draws and be in a position defensively and then lead the rush and that. Sometimes that goes under the radar and that, but for true hockey fans and the people that are going to be voting for this award, they know that he is the best two-way player in the NHL. It's not even up for discussion.
It's amazing how quickly you said, Bob, 2 years ago, Roy and Mike wanted to bench Bob for Spencer Knight. Like, it's insane.
And he did.
Well, yeah, I mean, these guys are tough to impress, you know. I mean, they're fair-weather fans, and yeah, you know, it's the same thing with Tua with the Dolphins when he has a couple of bad series in the game or whatever. Everybody's calling for him to get replaced as well. So, but that's all part of sports. That's fun and that. But I said it, guys. I said it 3 years ago. I said if the Panthers are ever to win the Stanley Cup, it'll be with Sergei Bobrovsky in goal and no other goaltender. And I think hopefully I'm going to be proven right on that one.
Moles, before we let you go, would you rather have Tua at $55 million or Russell Wilson at $2 million?
Well, that's a good one. I'm a fan of both of them. Yeah. I'm a big Tua fan. I'm a big Dolphin fan. I think that with the right weapons and the right protection, the Miami Dolphins have more than adequate quarterback in Tua, and I'll be a Tua man all game long. And that it's just that would be amazing, Stugotz, that Tua will reach your salary with that contract. That's pretty ironic.
You would take Russell Wilson. I mean. To $1 million. I mean, that was a bad joke. Yeah.
Really bad.
Moller, we love you. I look forward to being on the dinghy during the parade. That's going to be the bandwagon, okay? Your dinghy whose engine doesn't work, okay?
Yeah, no, I'll make Stugotz. I'll make room for you.
What is Dax? Are you
Tracking all our cars on Carvana Value Tracker on all our devices? Yes, Kristen, yes, I am.
Well, I've been looking for my phone for
In Dax's domain, we see all. So we always know what our cars are worth.
all of them.
All of them. Value surge, trucks up 3.9%.
That's a great offer.
I know. Sell?
Sell.
Track your car's value with Carvana Value Tracker today.
Stugotz here. Right now, my friends over at Simply Safe are extending their massive Black Friday deal for our Batard Show listeners. Simply Safe is the home security I trust to keep my home and family safe. I've been telling you that for years. This is your last chance to protect your home at Simply Safe's lowest prices of the year. Simply Safe is a new way to protect your home that stops intruders before they break into your home. Old school systems only take action once someone is already inside your home. That's too late. Simply Safe's Active Guard outdoor protection changes the game by preventing crime before it even happens. Simply Safe is extending its massive Black Friday deal for our listeners. This week only, you can take 50% off any new system with a select professional monitoring plan. This is your last chance to claim their best offer of the year. Head to simplysafe.com/DLB to claim your discount and make sure your home is safe this season. Don't wait. This offer won't last long. Keep your home, your family, and your peace of mind protected with Simply Safe. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Dan Le Batard.
Is there back in my day?
There is, actually.
What? Were you not going to tell anyone?
What?
Wait a minute.
You guys, guys,
How long have I been doing this
it's
show?
a Tuesday.
Stugotz. Here's your guy, Greg Cody, with Back in My Day.
Okay, here it is. Sorry. Adultery.
We are back.
That is
Waiting for this one.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz.
I watched a documentary this weekend, documentary series, I should say, because nothing is ever just one documentary anymore. It's always 3 episodes. And the ending legitimately pissed me off. And Tony saw it too, and I know he's annoyed. The premise is that, you guys remember Ashley Madison? It was a website where people would go to find people to have affairs with.
I've seen of it.
So, well done. Married people would go and find other married people to have affairs with. You pay for the service, have an affair or not.
You were essentially
Talk to
paying
married
for the
people.
anonymity?
You're paying to meet
Got
other
that out.
married
My
people.
God.
Yeah.
That's one of the toughest words in the English language.
I stopped right before you guys saw me stop. I was like, all right, I'm going to do this. I'm going
You
to
should
go
win
for it.
Conn Smythe for that.
And 10 years ago, its servers got hacked, and hackers, or hacker, singular, posted a list of all of its users online, and there was a huge fallout from it. Marriages destroyed, lives destroyed, etc. And this documentary came out, and the entire time, it's kind of teasing like, who
did this?
Was this an inside job? Like who?
I only saw the first 2 episodes,
Who
so I don't
did
know.
this?
Tell me, who did it?
Spoiler alert, but not really, because it's something that happened in real life. The documentary doesn't know. No one ever found
Nobody
out.
knows.
The end of the documentary, they were like, well, we just don't know who did it. And I'm still
What a
annoyed by
scam.
it. I'm still annoyed.
Yeah.
The scam really happened from like the creator. I forgot the guy's name. The guy who was like
Noel, I think. or
Noel, whatever. Yeah,
Noel.
he was the biggest scam artist on the planet. Where he's like, guys, my marriage is incredible. I
Yeah.
love my wife. Everything is great, but people who want to cheat should have a platform to cheat.
I
don't
would.
do that.
Yeah.
I don't do that. But if I would use Ashley Madison. Comes out that he was doing God only knows what with 1,000 people, and will like put his wife on national TV and be like, babe, tell her,
We're
it's
super happy.
like
Yeah.
we're good, but
Love each other.
Ashley Madison rocks. Like
You
you
should
gotta
use
get
my
on
site.
this.
Yeah, and apparently there were fake users on the site, because the entire first episode I'm watching this, I'm like, there's no way there were enough married women using this site behind their partners' backs to meet the demand of all of the married men using it. It just
They do it for
feels-
free, though. That was the catch.
Well,
Men had
true.
to pay. Women could just sign up for free.
You know a lot about this.
I watched
You
the
watched
first
the
2
first couple
episodes.
episodes.
Come on, what are you doing?
And
You
you didn't
retained?
miss
I've
anything
seen
in
of
the
it.
third, because all you found out was that they don't know who did the hack. But I was thinking, like, it just seems like this is something that a lot of men would use and not a lot of women would
Yeah.
use. They would be too afraid of taking that risk. and going behind their partners' backs. Sure enough, like midway through this documentary, you find out a lot of the female users were fake. They were just like employees of the bots. It was like a chat bot, or it was like employees faking messages. And this company was trying to go public. And how is this founder not in jail for fraud? I guess they technically like he left the company or resigned or whatever before they actually went public, but he was just beefing up this service with fake people the entire time to make it seem like, oh, look, we have 70 million users on Ashley Madison.
And you could see, because like from 2011 to 2012, they have like this exponential jump of users. And it's like, we're in India now, we're in China now. And it's like he goes across the world, but then it's like you find out, I don't know what percentage of it was chatbots, was people on the inside working for it. And what made the hack so crazy is that it was super personal towards the CEO, this guy Noel, where they were releasing his private emails.
Oh yeah,
they were doing everything to attack this guy. So they were trying to figure out, and which was crazy.
They thought it could be like someone who had been cheated on, or somebody just like a mad person that got cheated on because of the site.
Someone who has an axe to grind. They also thought maybe it's like there's evidence to show maybe it was an employee who had access that then sold the information to a hacker or did the hack themselves. But I'm sitting there after 3 hours invested in this documentary.
Payoff. Yeah.
I still don't know who did it, and I would like to know.
They bring these like Swedish guys who are like who are like hackers, but like white hat hackers, like reverse hackers. So they're trying to figure it out. In the end, they're like, yeah, I don't know. We're out of here.
They probably made so much money not figuring it out. Dad, you've been quiet during this segment. What's up?
The thought occurs that if I'm going to cheat on my wife, the last thing on earth I'm going to do
go on the internet
is leave an electronic trail of my misbehavior by going on a website.
How would you do it?
Well, you do it by going to a bar and saying,
next time.
Hey, can I buy you a drink? I mean,
you're not sending a Venmo.
You do it old school.
Listen to a professional.
Greg Cody, if I did it.
If I did it.
Listen to Greg's Back in My Day on adultery and cheating back in the day, and it'll tell you exactly what he would have done if you would have done it.
There's certain things you don't use a website for.
Cheating!
If I plan to rob a bank, I'm not going to go to a website to look for instructions.
There's certain things you don't tell anyone before you do them.
Exactly.
Right.
What else?
That is the last thing on earth I would do is go to Ashley Madison to cheat on my wife. It's absurd. It's laughably inane.
You go to landlubbers.
You go to a bar, you smoke a cigarette at the bar.
That's it.
Blow some smoke.
What would you do?
Buy a drink.
How would you court a suitor at this phase? Like, let's say you have, I don't know, not that you're having an affair. Let's say you got a hall pass or something. It's like your 50th wedding anniversary, whatever.
It could happen.
Right? Yeah, so let's say this happens.
It won't, but it could.
How does Greg court a suitor? You go to let's say you're going to go to a bar.
Yeah. He just shows the hall pass.
What's your opening line?
What do you do? How do you dress? What do you do? What is your body language giving off?
Oh, I would be terrible. I mentioned earlier I've been a nerd my whole life. I've never been. I've always been awkward at conversation. That's the best thing about being married. You don't have to be clever in conversation anymore. You don't have to impress anybody. So, although my wife would probably, not agree with that, but I couldn't
you're right,
do that.
though. You're
couldn't. I wouldn't know what to do. Like I'd end up using old country music lines.
Like what?
If I said you had a beautiful body, would you hold it against me? That's my old
country song is that from?
It's a lyric.
You
that kind of thing. Yeah.
We hope. Cheated like Greg.
See, that's why I've never cheated on my wife, because I use lines like that.
And she's a lawyer, so.
That too.
But Greg, I also think what you're saying is if you went on Ashley Madison and you were exposed, shame on you. You're an idiot. Right.
Yes.
You deserve what you got.
Well, they did claim, they were like, trust us, guys. Like, this is never going to come out. We have so much
That's always the
security.
opening line to a scam. Trust us, guys.
They were bragging about how their website had this shield that said max protection or something. And then it's just like, and he's just like, that didn't mean anything.
They did it on Photoshop.
Those were just graphic designs. Those meant nothing.
It is terrible. Like, there are some really sad stories in this documentary.
People killed themselves over this.
Yeah, who legitimately this was it.
And they were interviewing some people that had been caught in it. So you're getting to learn about the backstory of it, and you're hearing real life instances of it.
Except that one woman who was like, I like to cheat on my partner, and I just like having a lot of sex. And I was like, why are you in this?
And then the guy was like, yeah, I love this too.
Different dog.
This guy? She's like, I'm in an open relationship. That's a different thing.
She's like, I clean up on this site.
There was actually, way back when we first started $7.90 the ticket, there was controversy around whether or not, Roy, you'll remember this, we should take Ashley Madison advertising because they were all over Howard Stern's show. And so I was debating whether or not. Now, we were a startup. We needed money. Should we take the money? Should we not take the money? A lot of people were upset at stations and shows who took the money.
I know. I only heard Ashley Madison ads one time in my life, and it was on Howard Stern.
Yeah.
Like, he took it.
They were a big-time spot. Well, I mean, his show kind of lent to Ashley Madison.
It fit on that show.
I didn't take it. I took the Dove Healer.
What do you mean by that, Stu? What do you mean by that?
Howard just talks about sex a lot.
He used to talk to porn stars. It kind of, the audience is, there's...
Horny guys, the ultimate market.
Yeah.
Just anything you could do for horny guys, you're going to make money.
Yeah.
Well,
those guys are...
The funny thing about Stugotz almost taking money from Ashley Madison for the ticket.
Mm-hmm.
The ticket actually later down the line took money from a Russian escort service to advertise.
Allegedly.
Yeah. What? No, that's not allegedly. No.
Whoa.
It wasn't
No,
an escort
I think he's
service.
right.
Allegedly.
No, it was not allegedly.
I think they were in studio.
Trying to help you.
I'm
trying to help you, buddy. Allegedly.
They were in studio?
They were in studio.
What?
Yes. Yeah, we had two models in studio.
Weekly football show.
It's interesting where the line is on morality if you're a radio show, because in theory, people on Ashley Madison are just consenting adults agreeing to have an affair. The person being cheated on is like it's technically you're not committing a crime,
which is what the guy's point was. He's like, hey, people want to cheat. I'm giving them a safe outlet to do it.
At the same time, I could understand being a business and being like, we're not going to advertise for this on our station.
Right.
But then advertising an escort service feels
I forgot about the Russians. I got to be honest. The Ruskies,
You didn't want to take money to advertise for a website that, encourages infidelity.
Mm-hmm.
But then you take money from law firms that say we will take everything from your wife in the divorce as a result of the infidelity.
Right, Billy.
Just
it's a
an
law
optics
firm.
thing.
I mean,
just optics.
No one ever complained about a law firm being on the air. I mean,
they do other things too.
Yeah, like traffic tickets.
It's a good point, Billy.
Yeah. It is fair, Billy. What are you saying?
I'm just saying, if you're already going to take the money, you might as well double dip. You know what I mean?
So
That's what I'm saying. Like, we draw the line at a weird place.
It sounds like there's a hole in the market for a website now.
Apparently, it's still out there.
They're still running.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But the
third
founder
episode.
left. Yeah. You could sign up right now, Chris or Greg.
Look it up, Chris.
I love how he was
Greg.
just like, I picked two popular women names. Like it wasn't very deep why it's Ashley Madison. He's like, those were the two most popular women names
Ashley and Madison.
at the time.
Yep.
Madison.
Yeah.
It works.
It would be
Two Americas.
if they renamed it now. It'd be Ashley, but it would be like ASHEI.
There's a G in there somewhere for sure.
Oh, I hate that spelling.
MADYSON.
I'm terrified to just start typing that thing out. I ain't going to that site.
Scene of it.
Somebody Google it right
It's
now.
for work though.
No.
We talked about
Why
it on
is the
air.
link
Stu, do
purple
it.
on Google? That's weird. I've never clicked on that one before.
Just for work research.
Type it in.
Russian
See.
escorts.
Yeah.
Chris, give me something here.
Oh, you want me to? All right, I'll type it in just for
The
you.
Ruskies.
Ooh, nice web design.
A lot of money.
Still up.
Whether you're ordering wings for the game, whipping up a 7-layer dip, or ordering pizza, there's something about football that makes you want to eat. And this football season, Uber Eats has the best deals on game day food. No matter what you're craving, from 2-for-1 pizza to buy one, get one wings, Uber Eats will be dropping new deals each week, all season long. Uber Eats, official on-demand delivery partner of the NFL. Order now. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Don Batard.
The elephant went into a 7-Eleven and bought a pack of cigarettes. But my question to Ron is this.
Stugotz.
That joke didn't really land the way you wanted it to, did it? And we all just stared at you.
At all. This is the Don Batard Show with the Stugotz.
Ron Magill joins us every single week. He's been doing so for years. He is writing a book with Greg Cody. He can't hear us? He can't hear
I hear you perfectly. No,
you do?
don't
Oh,
stop.
wow.
I hear you perfectly.
Oh, wow.
It's Christmas.
Jeez.
My God, guys. Finally get the thing to work and then you stop?
Yeah.
We're not
Stop till the producer says stop.
Well, someone said stop in my ear. I don't know who it was. I mean,
Oh,
Why
my
are you
God.
lying?
No one said stop in your ear.
perhaps it was Lewis. I mean, I'm just
I
lifetime
hear
of
you
doing
all
LSD.
perfectly.
I don't know.
Don't touch anything. Let's
And-
keep on going. Yes.
Anyway.
Greg and I wrote this great book.
Yes.
It's going to be a great book. And we got signed editions coming up for Father's Day. A special edition signed by both of us for Father's Day. Pride of a Lion, baby. There you go. God bless, this is working now.
It's very exciting. We'll get to yours and Greg's book in just a second here. But, Ron, first, congratulations on winning Best Overall Image. If we have that image, let's put it up. In the annual Coral Gables Garden Club, As I See It photo contest. What a ridiculous contest. But congratulations to you, Ron Magill, for having the best photo of the year, the best image of the year.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. The $1,000 prize wasn't so ridiculous.
Oh, wow. Look
there you go.
Payback. I like it, yes.
What can you tell us about the photo, Ron? Give us the details.
I was getting a freaking blood transfusion as I was taking that photo. That's in the middle of the Pantanal in Brazil. And this caiman grabbed this fish, and this happens in a split second, man. It's just bah, 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 and they cut out of the water and they try to reposition it in the air. And this is like so. I'm shooting this at 20 frames a second. I'm going, and in the meantime, I got about 30 deer flies biting the hell out of me. I mean, blood is trickling down my face. But I want to get the shots on. And then I don't see it because it's happening so fast. And then I looked in my LCD and I saw that one moment where the jaw is open and the fish is suspended in midair, not touching either jaw. The deer flies are flying around. The reflections in the water. Man, all the stars aligned. And I said, man, this is a winner.
Wow. What are the odds that fish survived the encounter?
I can tell you that split second after that photograph was taken, it was in the caiman's belly, so it did not.
So you photographed a murder.
No, I photographed the circle of life, Billy. That's what I photographed, the circle of life.
Ron, what can you
I got
tell
my
us?
staff members back here. I hear them in the back of the office saying they're dying. They can't believe I'm doing this on a podcast.
That's by the way, that's not even the Circle of Life song. That's Can You Feel the Love Tonight? That's a different song.
But it's part of the circle of life, okay? There we go.
I missed the audio issues.
Ron, what can you tell us about the flamingos that are now repopulating here in Florida?
Yes, baby. Flamingos are coming and they're staying. And we're hoping they stay through the winter. We hope they start to nest
flamingos.
again. What? What did you say?
Say it
Keep
again.
it moving, Ron. Don't worry.
Cheering on the
Disregard
flamingos.
that.
Cheering
Ron.
on the flamingos.
I'm happy for the flamingos. I was cheering them on.
Yeah, this is a great thing. This is really a great thing. You know, there's an effort right now in Tallahassee. We're trying to get the flamingo to be designated the official state bird. Because right now the state bird is the mockingbird. How appropriate, a mockingbird for the state of Florida.
The
It's getting
mockingbird.
mocked all over the freaking country right now.
We deserve
so
it.
Let's go for the flamingo. A little elegance.
Ding.
That's a fair point. We do deserve that. I don't know if we deserve the flamingo.
Ron,
Jessica, you were just rooting on the flamingo, and now you're hammering it back. What's going on?
I said it's too good for us, Ron.
Nothing's too good for us, Jessica. Nothing is too good for us.
Yeah.
Ron,
Yeah.
I found a snake in my yard eating a lizard, and I Googled it, and I think it's a white-bellied rat snake. Is that a possibility?
No, there's no such thing as a white-bellied rat snake.
Well, that's not what Google says.
Well, you know what? If you listen to everything Google says, you're going to have a rough time in life.
Well, I mean, this snake is only alive because Google told me it was safe. I was about to go after it and give it a machetazo across the head and then put an end to the
I think Google
snake.
told you it was safe. It's most likely a black racer, which is, dark slate gray, and it does have a white belly. So you immediately assume there must be a white-bellied rat snake because it has a white belly, and it's,
Oh my God.
That's actually a racer. That's a black racer. Just like I predicted, they are primarily lizard eaters. They're found all over Florida. They will scare you. I mean, if you corner one, it will strike at you, and it will rattle its tail. It doesn't have rattles at the end, but it'll rattle its tail in dead leaves, so it makes the rattling sound. So it's really a harmless snake, feeds on lizards, and if you grab it, not only will it try to bite you, but it will musk you. It emits, it gets rid of this musk that is so smelly you have to wait for your skin to die off before that smell goes away.
Well, this one was like sitting up almost. It looked like a cobra kind of. It was like it had its head up. And then I saw this run, and I was wondering if I was about to witness the circle of life. I saw a number of birds on a bush right above it, and I was wondering if these birds were about to try to attack it.
Absolutely not. They were panicking. And that's the way I find snakes when I'm out in the wild is I listen for birds alarming because they know the snakes eat bird chicks and they eat bird eggs. We're in the middle of the breeding season right now. So there's a lot of nests with eggs and chicks in them, and snakes are a huge threat to them. So when they see blue jays especially, I find when I'm looking for coach whips and things here at the zoo, I listen for the blue jays. They're alarming. They're alarming at the snake. That's how I can find the snake. That's all they're doing. Is they're just alarming to ensure that their chicks and their eggs aren't getting predated on.
Ron, one of my friends moved to Okinawa recently, and she's been telling me about the habu snakes there, and apparently the the anecdote if you get bitten by one.
Antidote?
Antidote, yeah, not anecdote.
Yeah, fine.
She was telling me an anecdote about the antidote.
Anonymity.
And anyways, people can have a really
So proud of
severe
yourself.
reaction from it, and it could be worse than the actual bite itself. So why is there an antidote that is actually not going
Jessica,
to kill people?
That's the way it is with any antivenin. Antivenins are made by injecting horses with the venom, because horses are so large, they then build up antibodies, and they use horses' blood to make that antivenin. So if you have an allergic reaction to the horse's blood, yes, you can go into anaphylactic shock, and that can cause a real problem. So people sometimes are allergic to the antivenin itself, which can be sometimes more dangerous than the venom. This is why, you guys are all too young, but way back, one of my first jobs was a place called the Miami Serpentarium. I worked for a guy named Bill Haast, and Bill Haast would donate his blood because he injected himself with venoms to build up this antibodies in his blood so they could use human blood for people who were allergic to the horse serum. And that was a big thing back then.
Ron, going back to the lizard situation on a question that I've asked you previously, the curly tails that are all over Dayland that now we see kind of all over the place. Lewis is saying that they're now in Doral. I see them in Dayland. Billy sees them in Westchester. Like, they're everywhere. Are we going to have a predator that's going to come in and regulate this or not?
I hope so. I mean, I've already seen birds of prey eating them. I've seen snakes eating them. We just don't have enough predation on them because they reproduce at such a rapid rate, and they're spreading so much. By the way, Tony, I met your sister. I didn't know you were related to like major politicians here in the state of Florida.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's big, man. She's a very nice lady. Very nice.
Thank you.
Yes.
We missed you this Saturday, by the way, Ron. We're still playing, so anytime you want to come by, we're still going to hang out.
Brother, I'm 65 years old. I'm done.
Vince is out there still, 62. He's still out there.
He's 62. Okay, I played until I was 63. Okay,
Oh, wow.
I played until I was 63. No major injuries. Nothing like that. Vince is a better athlete than I ever was. He's in better shape than I ever was. I am now getting that 65, and I'm done, brother. I don't want to be one of. I remember when I was your age, Tony, and I looked at guys like me, and I used to say, I don't want to be that guy. Mm-hmm. I don't want to be that guy. Right. Okay, you're still in your prime. You're still shooting them out the crate. I'm now an old man out there that you guys can just make fun of, and I'm not going to be that anymore.
Ron, a dumbass in New Zealand was fined.
Took my joke.
Was fined over a video that showed him jumping off a boat trying to body slam an orca. Now, how dangerous was that? Like, an orca is called a killer whale. Is that a misleading nickname, or could that guy have been actually killed
you
by
say
this
body
orca?
slam, like more of like an elbow drop from
from the top rope?
Like he was going like how you do a full body,
like a belly
frog
flop?
splash,
like a belly flop, but right on an
like
orca.
a pile
That's
driver.
not a body slam. That's a body slam would be picking up the orca out
Like
of
a
the water.
tombstone.
All right, whatever. A body slam.
stone cold
The guy is
stunner.
definitely an
crazy.
idiot. The orca could have certainly hurt him, even killed him. That's not to say that orcas effectively will go after people. I think I've told the story in this show on a previous occasion when I was actually swimming in the Galapagos Islands and photographing green sea turtles when an orca swam over me, looked at me and just kept on swimming. So it's not like they're going to look at you and go, oh my God, I want to kill. They feed on seals, sea lions. They do kill great white sharks, as we know, but they don't necessarily look at humans. However, if some dumb ass human jumps on me as a belly flop, just out of anger, I might turn around and just, screw them up. And that could have been what I call natural selection.
Ron, we agreed to disagree a week or two ago about the ability for a human to live inside of a whale. Stugotz says that he thinks that a fly may have flown into him the other day through his mouth. If that's the case, how long could a fly live inside of him if a fly were to go inside of him?
Just long enough to lay eggs, which will then hatch out into little maggots, which will then be inside of his belly.
My God.
And they'll feed on different things.
What do I do?
I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Drink a whole bottle of Tabasco sauce at one time and hope it kills them down there.
Ron, what is the...
No, that's my only option.
That can't be good advice.
Wow.
I have one pepper for you.
Ron, what's the best orifice for an insect to crawl into and then have their offspring live?
If they were going to enter you, where would you most want it?
No, not where would you most want it.
What?
Where would it be able to most succeed?
It's common. I don't know how these conversations degrade on this way, but insects most commonly go into people's ears. And while people are sleeping, you can go on YouTube and you'll see videos of them taking these huge tweezers and pulling out massive roaches, it seems like from inside a person's brain. They pull it out, and this huge
Jesus.
roach. It's horrible.
Right.
Look it up, Stugotz. I know you're going to look it up. You'll find it.
Tabasco sauce.
A whole bottle.
Oh, it'll kill the worms.
Oh, God. All right, Ron, I want you to watch a video with us. You always tell us to be calm in these situations. It's a video of an alligator staring down a family from behind a fence. Let's take a look.
Oh, my God.
Okay. Back away from
Okay.
Oh, no, he's breathing. He's calling. He's bellowing. You see how the water jumps off his back?
Away. Back away.
He's courting them.
Back up.
Courting? He's courting the humans?
He's courting. Yeah, he's doing that. This is the instinct where he's bellowing right now. He's going, and then he vibrates his back, and the water bounces off his back into the females. That's like sexy. That's what they do. That's part of their courtship. It's cool, man.
So he's literally like, hey, what's up?
That's exactly what he's doing. That's exactly what he's doing.
Just saying hello, huh?
Come on, the
That's
alligator.
it. Well, it's kind of like how you doing, not just hello.
Da-na-na-na-na.
Go Gators! I like it, Tony. I like it.
I don't.
That was for you.
Ron, before we get you out of here, I want to talk about the book in a second here. One more video here of a bear, a black bear in California, stealing only something that I would steal if I could steal it.
A
I
picnic
was
basket.
scared to death. He was so close. That never happened before.
New at 4, neighbors in Monrovia are reacting after a familiar bear makes an appearance and breaks into a home. That grizzly calmly making its way in and out of that house.
Those powdered donuts?
Eyewitness News reporter Leanne Suter live in Monrovia, where she's.
They were Oreo cookies. Yeah.
That didn't look like an Oreo package. I know my cookie packages. That looked like a powdered donuts baggie.
Powder,
You
are an expert. I'm sorry.
Like a hostess situation.
Yeah. Do bears like chocolate, Ron? What's going on there?
Bears love anything sweet like that. Sugar for almost all animals becomes addictive. Oh, there you go. That's a
Oh my God! This is a live shot of my.
I was joking.
This is my
you
dad's
guys thought
ear.
I was joking.
This is
Get
Greg
the
Cody's ear.
tweezers.
No,
Wait a
it
minute.
is
Watch
not
this.
my ear.
Watch this. Here you go.
Please.
Watch this. This is in your ear. Now get the tweezers. Pull that baby out. Come on, hold on. There you. Oh yeah, got it. Well, wait. No, pushing it further down. That's not working. It's going further down into my brain. Get a grip. Okay. No. A little bit more. Come on. No, jeez. Come on. Man. You're pushing it into my head.
All right, enough.
Just grab the leg. No. Oh, there he's got it. Oh yeah. Oh
my God.
Oh, I feel much better now. Thank you. Thank you. Now that you got that massive brooch out of my brain.
This is my dad's ear, by the way, for the record.
Oh, jeez.
It's a long ear.
Oh, yeah, it is a long ear.
Oh, look at that. That's beautiful, huh? There you go.
Oh, my God.
There you go, guys.
Oh,
There you
how
go.
many
Put
were
it-
in there?
Put in the cotton balls when
All
you go
right,
to sleep,
guys. Enough.
Put
Take
in
it
the
off.
cotton balls.
Ugh.
This segment has just gone to.
So bears like anything. Okay.
Bears like anything sweet, sugar. And most animals get addicted to sugar just like we as humans do.
Like honey, yeah.
So you and Greg have written what's already a very successful book. It's going to be more successful as we approach launch date here. But what is going on, Greg? You have the book in hand.
You guys should do something special for Father's Day.
You know what? I think we're about to.
Wow.
My book with Ron's book with me,
Not
our
reading.
book, The Pride of a Lion, is part of a Father's Day promotion going on right now through June 15th by my publisher, Mango Publishing.
Yours.
Along with The Pride of a Lion, there is a wide selection of other books that are also discounted and make for perfect gifts for all the dads in your life. Visit store.mangopublishinggroup.com and you'll see the entire Father's Day catalog with the discounts already applied, featuring The Pride of a Lion. Me Maximum.
Signed by both of us.
That's right.
Signed by both of us.
Signed by both of us.
All of them?
There you go.
Yeah, correct.
That's important.
Me Maximum, dads.
Ron, why were you laughing there? Because he was doing a live spot for your book?
Because of the way he was reading that script.
What? It came off like I was reading? No. That was totally extemporaneous.
Hey, look, it's a great book, man. It's a lot of fun. Greg and I had a blast doing it. I promise you'll like it. And it is a great Father's Day because it talks about the great father that Quasi becomes.
Yes.
I think it's a great story.
Yep.
All right, Ron, we love you. We'll talk to you next week. Thank you, sir.
All right. Drink the Tabasco, brother. You'll be okay.
Over the last 75 years, over 10,000 chemicals have been introduced to our food supply. Yet the EU only allows 300 food additives. But at Thrive Market, we bring our members the highest quality brands and restrict more than 1,000 ingredients found at conventional grocery stores, making the switches easy with our Healthy Swaps scanner, which finds better versions of all your favorite pantry, snacking, and home essentials without the added junk, dyes, and fillers. Plus, it's all delivered straight to your door. So if you're looking to shop at a grocery store that actually cares about your health, go to thrivemarket.com/podcast and you'll get 30% off your first order and a free gift.